Okay, so another question I'm commonly asked is, how do we come up with the value for a house? What am I looking at when I'm trying to figure out that information? So, for starters, when it comes down to figuring out the value on your house, the number one thing that I'm doing to try to make sure that it goes smoothly is I'm looking at the overall values around your area. I'm doing what's called a comparative market analysis, where I'm looking at where's your house located at, what is the age of your house, what's the square footage, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, in some cases, how many garage spaces do you have? And I'm taking a look at that information to figure out how much is your house actually worth. Usually coming down to the idea of looking at a price per square foot based on neighborhood statistics, usually going back as far as 6 months, sometimes maybe going back a little bit further depending on if you have a very special property that maybe needs a little bit of extra value to back up the price that we're looking at putting on it. This is very common in regards to things that are like on a large piece of property. If you're in a neighborhood where everything around you is a half acre but you're on a 2-acre lot, we want to make sure that we're looking at values that make sense, that compare and kind of compensate for the fact that you have a large lot. You have 2 versus a half acre. So that being said, what am I looking at when I do that? I'm going into MLS. I'm looking at the 6-month data. Sometimes I might go back a year if I really need to find some good comps to back up a house. This is very common in areas where there's a lot of houses that are being flipped and turned over right now, to figure out how big is the house. It's been updated. What other houses in the area that have been updated? What have those sold for? Because I want to make sure I'm making a like for like comparison on whatever it is that you are trying to sell or buy. So when I start figuring out values on that, I'm looking at the prices on that side. I'm looking at what is the price per square foot and figuring out what does that number look like. How updated is it compared to everything else? Is it updated well? Is it comparative to other updated homes? Are there other homes that are not as updated as it? So maybe your home has a little bit extra value because it's got some nicer features to it. It all just kind of comes down to looking at the values and taking a look at every statistic I can possibly find that matches up to yours to make sure it makes sense. So that's how I determine value. Hopefully that answers your question. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to comment below or reach out to me directly at the phone number provided, or you can email me with any of those questions and comments as well. I promise I will get back to you if I do not answer right away. And as always, if you're in the Tulsa area or you're thinking about moving to the Tulsa area, I'm more than happy to help you out with anything you might need with finding a home. Work as a real estate agent here in Tulsa. And if you need somebody anywhere else in the state or within the world of ours, I can connect you with a Keller Williams agent and find you somebody who can absolutely 100% take care of you and guide you through the entire process. If there's anything I can do for you, any questions you might have, feel free to give me a shout. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.